Hello, my name is David Langford. I'm Director of Athletics here at the Metropolitan Campus of Fairleigh Dickinson University, and this is the Yellowbook Fall 2012 Wrap-Up. Our women's soccer season turned out to be very exciting. The team was comprised of some returning players, but mostly a bunch of new student athletes who came to us to help turn the program around. Among the top new players was Rachel Hoekstra, who ended up being NEC Rookie of the Year. She led the team in scoring and also came really close to breaking the season scoring record, which had been set several years ago. The women's volleyball team had a very exciting season, a fine mix of returning players and new players, and the team struggled down the stretch, just missing an opportunity to qualify for the NEC tournament. The highlight of the season was Megan Wheeler breaking the FDU all-time record for kills, and for her efforts for the season, she made the All-NEC team. The highlight of the fall season was our men's soccer team. Preseason picked to finish #2 in the conference. They ended up finishing the regular season as the 2nd seed and ended up winning the NEC tournament in a great event. Every game in the Northeast Conference Championship tournament ended up going into overtime or going to penalty kicks. At the completion of the tournament, Fairleigh Dickinson won, again in penalty kicks. Most valuable player was Jacob Lissick, our goalie, who made the all-conference team, along with Jack McVeigh, Jeffrey Baranchea, and Nicholas Walker. The team qualified for postseason play in the NCAA Soccer Cup tournament, and their first stop was to travel to St. John's University in Queens, where they competed well and won in regulation 1-0. They then had to turn around and hop on a plane and travel to St. Louis, Missouri, where they competed against St. Louis University. That game went to overtime, and they won in that game overtime. And then the following week, the team traveled to play the defending national champions, University of North Carolina, where they took North Carolina to overtime and lost with 90 seconds left in the game. The team finished in the top round of 16, and it was one of the most successful teams in the history of FDU soccer. Men's and women's cross country were in a rebuilding year for both sides and competed well, saw lots of personal bests, and the big news was freshman Darryl Gooding making the all-conference team as well as being named Freshman of the Year. He then competed in the NCAA Regional Championships, where he was the top performer of all NEC runners. So the field is exciting as we look forward to the future of cross country. The winter sports are underway. The women's bowling team is off to a fast start. They've competed well and have finished no worse than 4th in any of the tournaments that they've participated in. Of special note is Danielle McEwen, who competed in late November in the World Championships, where she represented the United States as the sole bowler. She finished in 4th place in a 4-day tournament. And so we're very excited and wish her congratulations. The men's and women's track teams first competed here in the Rothman Center at our annual opening, and then traveled right away to Fordham to compete in Fordham's openers. On both sides, the men and women look strong, particularly in the sprints as well as the throws. Women's basketball is also off to a really good start. They just completed their first 2-win sequence, most recently beating Stony Brook. And Erica Livermore to date is averaging a double-double, more than 10 points in points and more than 10 points in rebounds per game. And this past week, she was named NEC Player of the Week. On the men's side, the men's basketball team currently sits at 4-5. They opened up at a tournament in South Padre and earned wins against Delaware State as well as Prairie View A&M. Then came home and defeated Lafayette and St. Peter's. And so those of you who follow basketball, this should be a great season for both men's and women's basketball. On behalf of the student athletes, coaches, administrators here at Fairleigh Dickinson at the Metropolitan Campus, we thank you for your support, and we wish you a happy and merry holiday season and a joyous and prosperous new year.